Hello everybody and welcome back. For today, we're actually reviewing a PSVR2 accessory, which we haven't done for a very long time. Now today's is a little bit different and was a bit scary to put together, but honestly, I found pretty easy. And once I've put it on, I can't imagine going back to the base comfort of PSVR2. Even though I never thought I ever really had a problem with it, now that I've tried this, I don't really want to go back. Anyway, what we're looking at today is this. The StudioForm Comfort Kit for PSVR2. There's an affiliate link below for this thing, and I gotta be honest, as somebody who has toted the comfort of the base PSVR2 with no mods for so long, I finally see why people get kits like this and the globular cluster. Now, before we get into it, only 25% you are subs to the channel, so please feel free to do so, and thank you to our patrons and members who are all on screen right now. With that being said, let's talk this comfort kit, shall we? Now for full transparency, I've never used a globular cluster, so I can't really compare, but before this I had a VR cover comfort kit, which essentially just kind of absorbs sweat on the front and back. It was just a small piece of kind of fabric that covered the front and back to keep your PSVR2 in good nick, and also mean that when you sweat when playing games, it doesn't, degrade the actual padding of the PSVR2. Now this does something a bit different. This completely replaces the padding. And I was a bit scared to do that process, to be honest. It was the biggest thing which made me consider saying no to this, but then I realized that this is quite a cool new product, and it's the only thing, aside from the globular cluster, I think, that really fills this niche. So I said yes, and I braced myself for what I thought was going to be a very painful installation process, but it wasn't, and we'll get onto that in a second. And then after that, I'll talk you through how I've actually found playing games with this thing over the last couple of weeks during the UK heatwave. So let's get into the unboxing and installation of the comfort kit. This will set you back around $50, I believe, but for that price, it better be easy to install, and luckily, it is. Take a look.
Let's move this out of the way, and yes, I do have the video on screen to make sure that I don't get anything wrong, even though I probably will still get things wrong, but that's okay. So, in these boxes are all of the pieces of kit to transform my base PSVR2 into something more comfortable. So it should be split up in different boxes here. So I think these are the rear pads, and they have sent them in every single color. So we got pink, that's a front pad right there. We got a blue, or kind of blue aqua camo front pad. Yeah, a couple of rear ones. That's box number one. Box number two has another padding piece. I think that's a top strap. The black top strap, the more camo-y top strap, and another breathable looking top strap. So there's our top straps. And then in the last box, as we get a piece of paper kind of showing off all of the pieces that you can get, and a little thank you note, which is very kind of them, we have the hard piece. So basically how this works, I think, from what I can gather, is you have this hard piece at the back, you stick the padding that you want on it, and then you clip it on, which answers one of the questions I was worrying about, which is transporting this thing. If it's on there permanently, I don't know if it'll fit in my hard case, which we'll test, but if you can take them on and off easily, then that's fine. This is the front bit, I believe. We have another front padding here, another front padding, a counterbalance as well, which I don't know if I'll be using because I like how the PSVR2 is weighted, but we'll see after this, I guess, and another rear padding piece. These feel very soft as well. I've never really been like some, unhappy with the comfort of PSVR2, but this seems to be an upgrade in every sense of the word. Feeling the old padding at the back now does feel a little bit inadequate compared to this stuff. But first and foremost, let me take you through some of the pieces. So we have the front head bit essentially here, which I think kind of goes around there. That feels really soft. I do like that, Jesus. But we have multiple colors. So we got the pink, the blue, and I think I'm going to go with the sleek looking black for my choice. Let's just get them all out, shall we? Pink front piece, the black back piece. That's a more breathable material. It's less soft, it's less like a fabric-y, it's more like the original PSVR2 kind of feeling. And I don't know if I want that, I'm not sure. I'll have to have a little play around, but that's the thing, I guess they're quite modular, you can swap them between. So, yeah, we'll see. I was expecting the back to be sticky as well, but it's not. It's more like, that's a bit more like it. That's quite smooth but soft, I like that. But it's like Velcro-y, or not fabric-y, so I'm assuming it'll just kind of stick on instead of sticking on with adhesive, which is good. We have a pink top strap. So all of these colors you can get basically. So if you want a certain color for any of the pieces, you can get them for all the pieces. So you won't be stuck with like a black top strap, words top strap, and a pink back part. You'll always have options for all of them, which is good. Right, so there's all our pieces. Let's get them together. So here's our blue top strap, back strap, and front strap. I'm going to put that to one side. We've got our pink as well, which does look very snazzy, but I'm going to put that to the side as well. We've got our more kind of like, I would call this breathable texture. I don't really know if I want this though. I'm going to try the smoother stuff, but yeah, if you like the original PSVR2 feeling, then this will be for you. But I'm going to put that to one side. So there's 4 options. At least that's what they've sent me, which is really kind of them. And we've got this final one, which is the one I'm going to go for, which is still that nice fabric feeling, but it's in black. It's more like black camo. So yeah, I'm liking that. So we're gonna go with that, I think. Now we've got those selected. Let's have a look at our pieces here. So this is our front piece, I believe, out of the packaging. So we'll be able to kind of whack this in here, and as you can see, there's a different lining here. So this is more like Velcro-like, if you can see that. And then this will stick. So you won't be able to worry about any adhesives kind of peeling off. It's more just kind of like fabric and Velcro type material. So you can swap out whenever you want, which is really nice, I think. And here is the rear piece. Pretty much exactly the same sort of Velcro lining, and our rear bit will go on there. So let's try and attach these. I'm assuming this will pretty much just go straight on. Just line it up, stick it on. That's maybe a little high for me. Let's bring it down. It's a great thing. I can just take it off and readjust. Let's try something like a little bit lower than that. Like that. So we now got this, the rear piece padding on there. I can take it off whenever I want. I can just rip it straight off, but there we go. There's our rear piece on. And let's do the same for our front one. I don't know which way this is going round, looking at it. This way, I guess. It takes a second to kind of get it lined up properly, I would say. It didn't really take too long at all, but there we go. There we go. So there's our front piece on. Always feeling a bit more comfortable than the original already. And then we'll deal with our strap later, I think. But there you go. So that only took me a couple of seconds. And our headpieces are kind of on there now. And if you don't like the alignment, then you can always do it differently yourself. Right, so let's take out our auxiliary cable. And disassemble this. Now I've watched the guide, I've got it loaded up already if I need it, but the guide's only 4 minutes long, and that's to take them on and off, so that bodes well for me, I hope. But essentially what I want to do here is first and foremost take off the VR cover that I've been using for the past 2 years, which is surely to be in an absolute state because it's been used pretty much every day. So let's take that off. See the front of the white of the PSVR2 for the first time in a while. There it is. And then off comes the VR cover. You've served me well, but your time's done, I think. There we go. Off comes the rear one. So those are my custom ones, kind of, from VR cover, way back when the PSVR2 launched. And they're just kind of thin pieces of fabric, just to keep the sweat off the actual rear and front pads. And as you can see, they're in very good nick. But I will be taking them off. And according to this guide, it's fairly easy to do so. So I'm going to trust it. I'm just going to straight up pull these off, I guess. So this side I've just managed to get off there, and then I'm literally just pulling on the other side now. Okay, so both sides are kind of loose a bit. I'm gonna go through, pull off the rest. Right side's been a little bit more difficult to take off than the left. There we go, it's off now. And we can pull. Ooh, that was a crack. We can pull the rest of this. Pull it out. This feels so wrong to do to my launch day PSVR2, but we're doing it. And out it comes. There we go. So that's my front headpiece for my PSVR2 right there. That feels so wrong to do, but we're here. We're doing it. And now for our rear piece. Apparently, I just squeeze the end of the pad and just pull it off. So we're going to try that. There we go. Rear pad's off. God, that feels so wrong again. There's my rear pad off my PSVR2. There we go. I can see what the globular cluster guys mean when they say that this is quite a scary experience. Okay, so we now have our top bit and bottom bit, and I believe I literally just kind of push it on. I just kind of line it up and get it on there. Let's extend this a bit. Put the visor into place like that. Okay. And then pull the clips over, apparently. Maybe needs to come forward a little bit. There's one clip. There's the other clip. It's a little bit lopsided. Let me pull it down this way if I can. There we go. Front piece is now on and aligned, I think. Looks like I just kind of pull it into position here and just pull it back. And we're done. There we go. And now I imagine for the top head strap, I simply attach it like so up here. Okay, right. And I'm not just saying this, but that was really easy, like scarily easy. I'm now expecting to turn on my PSVR2 and discover that it doesn't work anymore. But that was really, really easy, and I don't trust how easy that was. Like genuinely, that was so easy. It did take me 16 minutes to do, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not very long. That was the entire assembly and disassembly process. So, yeah, lovely. Happy with that. Time to give it a test, I guess.
So yeah, installation was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The fact that the padding is modular is awesome. They've got loads of colors, and I went with the more kind of soft one, as you can see, that is a bit fabric-y, but is also quite breathable. What you'll notice though is that I don't have the top strap on at the moment. This is a different top strap. This is actually my VR cover top strap from way back when. The reason for that is pretty simple, and that's to do with the orientation of the strap. So this one that's on here currently goes across my head, and the StudioForm goes on like this. And you may notice in the unboxing I actually put this on upside down, so another silly point for me. But I can't really use it anyway because my hair is tied up in a bun at the back at all times, pretty much when I play VR out the way, and it simply just doesn't work. Like, the positioning of this does not work at all, and it's nothing bad about the actual product itself. I just simply can't really use these types of straps due to my hair situation. So I went back to my old horizontal one from VR cover, and that's been serving me well. But what about the front and back padding here? How does it compare to the original PSVR2? Has it come loose at all with its kind of Velcro fittings? Well, I gotta say, no it hasn't. It's very secure in there. I've been using it every day for the last, 3 weeks, playing games like Undead Citadel, Gran Turismo 7, some PCVR games like Blade and Sorcery, Pavlov, you name it. I've jumped into quite a few games, and this has just felt so comfortable. Now, in the heatwave, there definitely is more bulk here and more that kind of makes your head heat up a little bit, but ultimately, it's nothing more than my old VR cover one used to do, which was quite thin. So I'm quite surprised by the fact that this feels quite breathable when you're wearing it. And if you want to go for the most breathable option, they do have one that's a similar feeling material to the actual base padding of the PSVR2. It's just all the way at the front and back, which is kind of what the whole selling point of this is, which is just increased padding. But it feels so comfortable. Again, I've never really had a problem with the comfort of the PSVR2, but it's a case of once you know what you've got, you can't really go back to what you had before. And that is very much the case here. This padding is just fantastic. The only thing that I can't really comment on is the longevity of it, because I've only had it for, a month. It hasn't come loose at all, but if I ever did damage one of these parts, the great thing is you can go and grab another just padding piece. You don't need another whole front or back piece because these are modular. You can just take them off, replace them with a new one, which is fantastic. And again, I've never really had a problem with finding the sweet spot on the PSVR2, but with this padding, the way it sits, coupled with the top strap, you can get it so that as soon as you put it on your head, it sits at that sweet spot exactly when you set it right. So that is fantastic. All the other functions of the PSVR2 are not impaired. There's still headset rumble that you can feel through this thing. You can still plug in a pair of headphones. As you can see, the aux cable just sits at the back here. I believe my model here does struggle with the inbuilt actual Sony earbuds that come with the PSVR2, but I believe the model that you'll be getting now, if you decide to buy it, will fit them just fine. So that's all good. There's absolutely no problems with fitting into a travel case as well. I travel quite a lot with my PSVR2, and luckily it fits just fine. It's a lot of a tighter squeeze than it was before, but it still fits alright, and I can still put the controllers in the middle here. They'll sit there nicely, coil up the cable underneath, and then I'm sorted. With the top strap though, it doesn't fit, but I use this one, so that's all good. And if you do use the normal top strap that it comes with, you can always take that off. Overall, I wish there was more I could say about the StudioForm Comfort Kit for PSVR2, but honestly, it's just pretty fantastic. There's nothing wrong with it. It's exactly what I was hoping this kit would be like. The longevity of my PSVR2 sessions is much better because I feel less fatigue when having this on my head for a while, especially for sim racing. I want to sit there for a good couple of hours and just bang out races, and now I can longer than before. And again, I thought the PSVR2 was comfortable initially, and I still stand by that. I do think it is a comfortable headset, but this kind of pushes it beyond that, which is great. Overall, I would definitely recommend it. If you're struggling with the comfort of your PSVR2, it's easy to put on there. It's got a load of colors as well. I like the sleek, darker design, so I went with that, but you can have it pink or blue again if you want. And this will transform your experience. Honestly, this is just great. So I'm glad another competitor to the globular cluster has come in, because competitors push other competitors to innovation, and that's how we get great products. So I'm really happy with this. Again, the link is down below. Go and check it out if you haven't already. It is an affiliate link, so you will be supporting the channel if you do so, but it's at no extra cost to you. And despite that, of course, that hasn't swayed me on my opinion of this. If I really just wanted to get you to buy it, I would say the top strap works with long hair and you can do whatever, and that would be disingenuous. It doesn't. It does have issues like that where for someone like me who wears my hair like this, the top strap just doesn't work, so you're going to have to get another third-party option or just use nothing. And it does heat up a little bit more during those summer months, but not too much compared to the original PSVR 2 padding, to be honest. It's pretty similar. But overall, I'm bloody impressed with it. And the small pitfalls that it has, and I'm very hesitant to call them pitfalls at all really, because they're not really problems for most users, are so small that they're overshadowed by the comfort of this thing. So I've really enjoyed using it. Let me know if you want to go get one. Let me know if you're happy with your PSVR 2 comfort, because that's a valid point as well. Thank you to StudioForm for sending this over. It's really appreciated. And I hope to see you all in the next one.